I was having this lovely conversation with the hygienist that worked on my teeth, and he's been playing D&D for 3 years. And I told him I started playing in the 70s in junior high school with my little brother as DM, and then I played with the group in high school. Then I played with the group after high school. Then I raised a kid. Then I created another group out of my son, his friend, and my brothers, and my husband and I. And that went for a while, but blew up here and there because, really, Logan's friend, my son's friend, was more into Magic the Gathering, and I'm just like a card game. My grandparents used to play card games. When I see cards, I just think of smoking and sitting around the table after dinner playing cards. That's what I think of. So I get turned off by trading cards and collectible cards. I've learned to be less snobbish about it, but I am particularly snobbish about cards. I look at them and I just think cigarette ashtrays and Las Vegas is what I think about. But it was just so nice to talk to this young man, and I was telling him about our stuff, and he was telling me about his, and he said that his group had a rundown bar in Waterdeep that they didn't have enough money to get going, and that they may revisit that campaign. And I said, oh yeah, if you do. Now remember that bar can become a dungeon of its own. You could have factions that are against you. You could be a threat to another bar in a neighborhood. Maybe the bar is being used for something nefarious. Maybe you got giant rats in the cellar. Maybe the cellar leads down to the Underdark. That whole bar right there can be a whole huge thing. I also suggested to him, if you're having trouble making money, consider trade. When you go into dungeons, look at everything that can make money for you. Talk to the townspeople, figure out how things work, look at their agriculture. Don't just sit there looking for treasure or a big diamond in some big statue's eyeball. You want to look at their farm fields. You want to look at do they need something that you could bring from the city and make some money, So after a while, you go from being just this thief guy who thinks like a thief guy to a dude who thinks more like a businessman or a venture capitalist. That's really what happens if your character survives long enough. And if you're really lucky, you rise up like Conan, then you get knocked down and you don't got that stuff no more, and you got to start all over again, just like Captain Kirk and Conan. And that means you've been reassociated with your best destiny. So I was telling them, oh yeah, do the Bastion stuff, because that can become its own hook and reason for campaigns. All your campaigns could have to do with trade, maybe, or making this money, or building these connections, and it gets cool. And I said also, I would look at history a lot. I was telling them about how they used to Shanghai people in bars. And he was like, no way. And I'm like, yeah, look up Shanghai. Look in history. History's got a lot of great stuff for D&D. History is D&D.